welcome to our Winter Prime Morning Show. It's my pleasure to be here as one of your hosts alongside Gerard Morrisili. Gerard, welcome. Today we have the Olympic torch and we're being tasked with the opportunity of keeping our viewers updated on what has taken place so far in the Winter Olympics. It's been a really interesting morning, a lot of exciting things happening. For you though, what stood out from the opening ceremony?
Oh man, of course the Chinese, as usual, they brought out their spectacle, show that they are really the type to put on a show. And I think though my favorite part was when there was a line of people walking and they saw, we saw photos of past Winter Olympics, past people playing soccer and stuff like that. When they walked, those pictures aligned the ice, and it was such a beautiful thing to see. Of course, Beijing, they knew how to do it. Let me tell you something though, Mariah. When I was in primary school, the 2008, I was 9 years old. Yes, I don't want to make you sound old, but I was 9 years old when the Summer Olympic Games were in Beijing in 2008. And indeed, just like what we saw there, we saw more of it yesterday at the opening ceremony. Yeah,
what I love about Beijing is the fact that everything that comes out, every thing is symbolic. Every single thing has a meaning. Everything is very symbolic, and I love that. I'm a person that loves literature. Yeah. So for me, this Beijing Winter Olympics is one that anybody else that wins the bid will have a hard time trying to top. Mm-hmm. And speaking about trying to top, I'm also very, very proud that this year we have three Caribbean countries representing. And for me, that gives us this personal feel. We have Jamaica. I've had the opportunity to speak to our Jamaican athletes. We have Trinidad and Tobago. And not to forget Haiti. They're making their Winter Olympic debut. Gerard, what are you looking forward to most from our Caribbean athletes?
Oh man, I actually can't wait to see the bobsled teams in action. Especially the monobob with the Jamaican lady.
Jasmine, such a sweet person.
She'll be competing in the monobob, and I'm so excited to see how she does in that event. Of course, Trinidad would have had a little bit of a change to their bobsleigh team because one of their members, he had to leave the team because of medical reasons, which is so unfortunate. But despite all that, Mariah and our viewers, it is going to be an exciting time, and especially I want to see Benjamin on the ice.
Alexander.
Yeah, on the ice, and also the young chap, the 19-year-old Viano from Haiti. I'm so excited to see all the Caribbean athletes in action. I can't wait.
Yeah, well, I love how you spoke about the woman. You spoke about Jasmine Fenn-Later, and she's somebody I have a lot of time for, and I'm looking forward to see her dominate. That gives me a great segue to move into today's events. We had an interesting startup to this morning's Winter Olympics. A bit unfortunate because the alpine skiing competition had to be cancelled with only 3 athletes competing, getting the practice. Yeah. And that was because of high winds. Those involved, they felt as if, safety reasons, they didn't want to affect the athletes. So 3 people alone got to take the course. They're going to shout and say unfair advantage, the ones that didn't get to.
Well, actually, no, I think it was quite a good move from the organizers to call off the event. Of course, wins is not anything, they're not anything to play with.
Yeah, can't take it lightly.
Yeah, not at all. So to really decide not to continue the event, of just taking in mind the safety of the athletes, I think was a really good move by the organizers, and we hope to see them back out later on tonight, hopefully when things clear up a bit.
Yes, and I'm hoping it clears up. But, after that unfortunate start, we had the woman, Netherlands' Irene Schouten. She set the 3,000 meter speed skating Olympic record. Of course, that was an amazing feat by Irene Schouten to start the Winter Olympics, getting her first Winter Olympic gold record in the 3,000 meter. She's taken part in the Olympics many times before, but this is the Winter Olympics that she didn't pick up bronze, she didn't pick up silver. Instead, she grabbed gold, and I think that's an amazing way to start off your campaign.
Yeah, that race, I could tell that she really wanted to go out there and win that gold. As you said, Mariah, has eluded her for quite some time, and she finally got her hands on the gold, getting that around her neck, and I'm sure she's proud of what she said. So, Mariah?
Let's hear the rest of the race.
And the two best in performances. Look at how Lola Bridget is working through that bend. Schouten taking the corner a little bit more effectively.
She's come back stronger after a brilliant start by the Italian.
Well, this is neck and neck. Schouten 0.9 of a second ahead of the time set by Isabel Weideman. The coach is working overtime in the back straight.
How much is left in the legs for these fantastic skaters?
Irene Schouten, who was the hot favourite for the 3,000 and the 5,000. Gets the bell lap now. Skating from the outside, 0.58 of a second ahead of the schedule. Lola Bridget with that final burst on the inside.
She's going to have to finish the race from the outside bend.
She won that World Cup double in Calgary, but now Schouten comes through. Strong bend by Irene Schouten of the Netherlands. The hot favourite for gold is going to win gold in Beijing. It's Irene Schouten. Olympic record, 3:56.93. Fabulous skate. Francesca Lola Brigida will claim the silver medal, but all accolades to Irene Schouten. What a skate. It's not a quick track here in Beijing, but she's made that very, very quick indeed.
And that Olympic record has been standing since Salt Lake City in 2002.
Of course, so much emotion, so much excitement. And what I loved most about the event, you could see the passion. You can see, in her performance, you saw how precise everything was. And this is why I love the Winter Olympics. It's so graceful, and the athletes are, as you look at her on the screen, she's so passionate. She's finally secured that gold medal, the medal that she's waited for such a long time.
Yeah, and you could see what it meant to her. You could see what it meant to her coach as well. Of course, they would have been working behind the scenes for quite some time in order to ensure that she's prepared for this one. Of course, with the pandemic and not necessarily getting the right time, all the conditions to prepare for this, it is quite heartening to see that she came out here today and she did what she had to do, and she got ahead and she dominated the field, actually coming from behind on the final lap to win the gold medal is quite a great achievement for her. And also, Maria, I should mention that in this same event, the 3,000 meter speed skating for women, the German Claudia Pechstein, who is the previous record holder, she was also in the race. And let's just let the viewers know that 20 years ago was when she set that record in 2002. And she became, with her performance here today, her competition here today, she became the oldest woman to compete at a Winter Olympic Games at 49 years old, 348 days. So it was a quite historic day in 3,000 meter for speed skating for women.
Well, for me, being a woman myself, I feel very proud to see the Winter Olympics, start off with a record for a woman. I will be, of course, repping for all the athletes, but it's just a brilliant way to start. And Irene Schouten, she has all the reason to celebrate. She's worked so hard. She's been working for such a long time. And of course, she's finally reaped the rewards. As we saw in the post-match interview, she spoke about how superb it felt. She said that, normally in one lap, there's normally a bit of a lapse. There'll always be an error. But for today's skating event, she actually felt as if everything went so smoothly that she couldn't complain at all. And then we saw the rewards in the gold medal, Gerard.
Yeah, it was quite an interesting race. Happy for her, and I'm happy for all the ladies out there.
Definitely, and we'll be rooting for them. As we continue, of course, discussing what took place this morning, we take a look now at China. They're at home. They are the favorites, and it's only fitting that going into every event, they would sort of feel confidence. They're at home. Why not feel as if, everything is in our favor? So to start, they won with gold in the Olympic short track speed skating mixed relay. And for that, all the supporters would feel as if they had a perfect start and they'd want to dominate, the top dogs like Norway and whatnot. What did you make of China today?
Well, they had a really good performance. Of course, it took some time, though, for them to get ahead of Italy. It was a ding-dong battle between them and Italy. As you can see the times here, China finishing first in 2:37.348, and Italy 2:37.364. So from those times, you can tell that it was a very close race. And China, they did what they had to do in front of their home crowd, which obviously would have given them a boost of confidence, because it is hard to be in front of fans at home and competing, but they did well, and congrats to them.
Yeah, and I just want to talk about the competitive spirit and the fact that during these competitions, there's a high rush of adrenaline. And today we saw that in this particular race. The race had to be reviewed because Canada were actually penalized for pushing from behind and, of course, causing contact with Hungary. So as much as, we celebrate China's win, we just remember that the fact that, there's so much competition, everybody wants to win. These are events that people have trained for and look forward to for a lifetime. So when it comes down to competition, it's tough, stiff competition.
Yeah, and plus, too, with the pandemic being a contributing factor to them being off the ice for quite some time, to finally get back out there and then be prepared for the Winter Olympic Games. Of course, they will want to go out there and give their best shot and try as best as possible to get that gold medal. And hard luck to Canada, but of course, these things happen in relays. Even in track and field, we see it. So, of course, hard luck to them again. Congratulations to China.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the pandemic, because we always have to remember the tight restrictions that are there in Beijing. They're taking every precaution to ensure that those that are taking part aren't infected. And, of course, the Winter Olympic Games will not be compromised.
Yeah.
We're moving along now. Norway, they seem to be having a really great start to this year's Winter Olympics. So far, they're actually top of the table with 2 gold medals. So earlier this morning, they had 2 wins. That's where the 2 gold came from, of course, in the curling mixed doubles. So Norway getting the edge, 2 out of 2. What a brilliant way to start.
Yeah, of course, Norway. They're not strangers to the medal table, the top. Let me tell you, just in 2010, they were fourth with 23 medals. In 2014, they finished second with 26. And then in 2018, they topped the medal tally with 39 medals. So no strangers to the top 4 of the medal chart. And of course, they will want to continue that dominance that they have in the medal table, and they started brilliantly with these 2 that they saw. Curling, though, I watched a little bit of the curling mixed doubles earlier, last night. And I must say, though, that we saw some rivalries coming out of there. Australia taking on Great Britain. Of course, not only in cricket, in football, any other sport, once England and Australia play against each other, they really want to really beat each other, but the game was so intense, Mariah, and our viewers, that game went to an extra end. Couldn't finish in regulation time, so they had to go an extra end, and on Great Britain finishing on top with 8-7. So overall, the mixed curling event was really good, and I can't wait to see how it is.
Yeah, so just a correction for our viewers. The gold medals came in biathlon and cross-country skiing. This is their second biathlon title. They won gold in Sochi in 2014. So they would have felt before that, they can do it again. They won gold before. They are no stranger to winning gold medals at the Winter Olympics. And Norway would hope that, they started off with a bang. They're leading the medals table. They'll hope that, their athletes can come to the table and, of course, continue with such brilliant performances. 2 out of 2 wins for Norway. They couldn't have asked for a better start.
That's right.
Gerard, time goes when you're having fun. It's time for us to leave our viewers now. I had an amazing time co-hosting with you. I enjoyed today's events in the Winter Olympics, and I'm encouraging our viewers, to tune in. We have all the action right here on SportsMax. You don't need to go anywhere.
Yeah.